So we just finished the book, Hello Ocean, which I love how that book describes the ocean, describing things with our sensory details, and it really helps us understand, visualize, and almost bring it to life with all the description. So today we are going to read what is inside a volcano. And just like yesterday, I want you to stop and read the passage first, and then we'll read it again together. And we'll talk about how the author is really describing things. Can you guess what they're describing? A volcano, right? Okay, so we're going to read this together and answer a question. So read it, get your pencil ready, and then we're going to do it together and talk about how we can describe. Okay, so now that you've read the passage, I'm trusting that you did. Can't be there to do it for you. Then we're going to read it together. So follow along just like yesterday. If you want to read it with me out loud, that's fine. What is inside a volcano? What is it like in a volcano? It's hot, says explorer Sam Crossman. In 2014, he climbed down to the center of a live volcano. No, thank you. I like adventures and trying new things, but that's pushing it for me. Called Marham. Marham is an active volcano in the island nation of Vanuatu. Crossman says, standing at the top is amazing. It feels like warming your hands over a campfire from 1,200 feet above. You can actually put your hands over the edge and just feel the heat. The rocks are covered with ash that looks like snow. It looks like snow. The walls flicker with a red glow from below. Steam billows out. It comes out like that. At the bottom, there is a boiling orange and yellow lake of lava. Good describing, a boiling orange and yellow lake. So then you can visualize a lake with boiling orange and yellow. Ooh, no thanks. The lake is the size of 2 football fields. That's huge. The lava quietly bubbles, spits, and spatters. It looks like a sea of fire. Great describing words, right? We can really visualize that. Maybe you even want to close your eyes and visualize while I read to you. Look at this as a illustration. The CPA proximity suit. This suit costs $3,445 for a suit. But you got to do it if you want to stay protected if you're going inside of a volcano. To go down into the center, Crossman put on a heat suit. The heat suit completely covered his body. The suit had a gas mask, and the crater was filled with steaming white clouds of gas. Even one breath of that gas can kill you, so that's why they have to protect their face, says Crossman. At the bottom, the air was misty and hot. Crossman could not get very close to the lava lake. In his heat suit, he stood 60 feet from the steaming orange lava. The heat was so strong he could only stay there a few seconds from 60 feet away. That's a long distance, longer than your probably family room. For sure, probably 3 of your family rooms. It was so hot, his camera melted. Oh my. The lake boiled and bubbled like a stormy, glowing red ocean. So remember that. Giant lava bubbles exploded. Lava bombs flew through the air and sizzled at Crossman's feet. He even picked one up. With leather gloves, it smells like steak burning in your hand. Smells like there's a sensory detail. Crossman's only regret was not bringing marshmallows to toast. I think they would have melted, don't you think? Okay, so we're going to look at our questions now. How are the paragraphs in this passage connected? What clue words helped you determine? Just like yesterday, we talked about when something is connected, the author is asking about the text structure. How was this text built? Was it cause and effect? Was it sequencing? Or was it describing? Yes, it was absolutely description. Both paragraphs really describe the volcano. The first paragraph described the volcano from the top, and the second paragraph described the volcano from the inside. So we are going to write sorry. They are connected because they are both I'll move it in a second. Describing the volcano, period. There we go. Okay. What clue words helped you determine this? Well, we talked a lot about in the text as we were reading. We talked about how it spits, it spatters, it looks like a sea of fire, it bubbled and boiled like a stormy glowing red ocean, it smelled like burnt steak. So those are actually kind of answers question number 2 at the same time. What details can you find related to the 5 senses? So we were talking about that as we were reading that in the text. How it smells, what it looks like, how it feels, it's hot. So we're going to write our answer for number 2, but let it count for the second part of number 1 because they're kind of the same thing, okay? Sensory details are, we found, smells like steak, right? Burnt steak. Ew. That's like the worst thing ever. You know I love steak. Smells like burnt steak. And there's not a lot of space, so we're just going to find 2 details. So what is another detail within the text that's like a sensory detail? How about maybe what it looks like? Okay, so I know we read that word, so I'm going to go back and scan like I did yesterday to find that word looks like. Let's see. See, even here, steam billows out. That could be what it looks like. There's the boiling orange yellow lake of lava. The lava quietly bubbles. That's what it sounds like. It looks like a sea of fire. So there's right there, there's a whole bunch of details that we could circle. So we just pick one because that's all the space we have. I'm just going to say looks like a sea of fire because it's a little bit less to write and I am running out of room here on my line. And looks like a sea of fire, period. Okay, so like I said, that kind of answers the question on number 1, so we'll just count it for both. Okay, number 3 says, what does the lava lake look like? Well, we just kind of talked about that, didn't we? Is it gray and white? No. Is it steaming? Yes. Oh, there's that circle, all that apply. Is it yellow and orange? Yes. Is it motionless? Well, if you don't know what the word motionless is, we have motion and then the suffix less. Less means not. So if it's motionless, it means it's not moving. It's moving all right, isn't it? So that's a wrong answer. The passage says, the rock walls of the crater are covered with ash that looks like snow. How is ash similar to snow? Circle all that apply. So how is ash similar or alike with snow? Ash is that burnt stuff, right? When there's a fire burning and the log burns up, it's that leftover pasty stuff. Is it white? Yes, it says it is white. Ash is white. Is it cold? Is ash cold? No, because it's coming from a fire or lava. It covers the rocks. Does ash cover the rocks? Yes. Does snow cover rocks? Yes. It says in our text here, the rocks are covered with ash that looks like snow. So here, yes, both cover rock. It fell from the clouds. Snow falls from the clouds. Ash is not falling from the clouds. It's coming up from the volcano. So that's a no. Okay, let's look at number 5. Why do you think the heat suit covered Crossman's face? Circle all that apply. Why did the heat suit cover his face? Remember, we read about that in the second paragraph. So we should go back and reread that. Okay? The suit had a gas mask. The crater was filled with steaming white clouds of gas. Even one breath of that gas could kill you, says Crossman. At the bottom, the air was misty and hot. Crossman could not go very close to the lava lake. In his heat suit, he stood 60 feet from the steaming orange lava. The heat was so strong he could only stay there a few seconds. It was so hot, the camera melted. That just blows my mind. The lake boiled and bubbled like a stormy, glowing red ocean. So there was even, the bubbles were exploding. We've got lava bombs. Thank goodness he had the heat suit on, right? Okay, let's go back at number 6. Circle all, which means there's more than one answer. To protect his face from the heat. Yes. To protect him from lava bombs. We just read it. That's why we reread. To protect him from poisonous gas. Yes, because he said even one breath of it could kill you. To protect him from the snow. No. It's a heat suit. It's protecting you from heat, not snow. Okay, describe what Crossman experienced at the bottom of the volcano. We just reread that because the first paragraph was about the top and the second was about the bottom. So we just reread that, so that one should be pretty easy to answer. Okay, what did he experience at the bottom? The exploding lava bubbles. He experienced. Now you can write your own answers if you want, or you can follow along with me. And again, if you wanted to go back and color your text evidence, that's fine. He experienced lava bubbles exploding, comma. I'm using a comma because I'm making a list of things. When you make a list, you put commas in between each section. He experienced lava bubbles exploding, lava bombs. That just sounds scary, doesn't it? A lava bomb in the air, comma. And the one that blows my mind, it was so hot that his camera melted. Period. So that's what he experienced at the bottom of the volcano. So if you want to extend your learning, maybe you ask mom or dad if it's okay if you go on YouTube, or just Google Sam Crossman. This happened in 2014. Maybe they have some video or an interview with him or something, so you could read more about that, or you could even do some research on a volcano. Mom and dad would like that if you did a little bit of extra work. So would Mrs. Peters. Okay, so today our lesson was about the text structure of description, how the author describes things. So when we read that text, we could very easily understand that the author was trying to describe the volcano to us. So it's an important text structure, and we'll learn about another one tomorrow.